actions and character are in line with the teachings of Islam. But we need to understand that by wearing the hijab, I'm not declaring I am Islam. Rather, I am a Muslim, meaning I am someone who is trying to follow this religion, who accepts it as the truth, sees beauty in it, and hopes to beautify myself with it. Ultimately, no one is perfect. As humans, we're susceptible to making mistakes. The hijab doesn't make you a more perfect or righteous human being. Rather, it's a constant reminder to keep striving and excel in your personal and spiritual development. Remember, no matter how dark the world gets.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Here on IBN Channel 8. Of course, I'm Inshan Ishmael, your host, and tonight, let me say from the onset, if you see any hiccups, please forgive us, because 1 hour ago, because remember, we just passed through a flood just about a month or so ago, and what happened is that we had some major problems with our equipment, where we had to purchase new equipment and make some adjustments to our studio, etc., and that is still going on. In fact, the studio is still in a mess, but the reality of it is that, I would like to thank my guys for actually having a program tonight. We almost did not have a program tonight because like I said, our main system went down, and we are now registering the new system, and that would not be completed until tomorrow. So again, if there are any hiccups tonight, we humbly apologize. It is not intentional. Of course, my face on your TV is not intentional either, but quite frankly, it is something that you have to bear with for the next hour or so. All right, let's start with our usual, normal first sponsor. Let's, of course, welcome Tile Expression. And for those of you who aren't aware, do we have the backgrounds loaded by chance? I hope so. Right? Like I tell you, just to let you know, I don't know if we have, all right. Okay, like I said, we're going to get our backgrounds organized. It's going to take a little getting accustomed, because what happens is, like I said, it's a whole different ballgame. But let me just welcome Tile Expression to this segment. And of course, as I always say, for all your tiles, you could check them out. They're located right in Canupia for all your tint set and all your other stuff, all your needs where tiling is concerned, and otherwise, you could check them out. All right, so let's get rolling, guys. Do we have our slides ready? And of course, I'm not going to pressure you to get them ASAP. I mean, I know it's going to take a little while to get things rolling. So let's start off the ball rolling with our, as we start it off. Ready? Let me know when you're ready. All right. So as I said before, it's a little adjustment with us. And one of the things that I would like to talk about, and my guys will be getting the slides accordingly, is that firstly, my boy, Rishi Sukai, right? He is now the PNM Senator. Now, he replaced, all you know who, right? Christine Sahadev. Because Christine Kangaloo, why am I saying Sahadev? Christine Kangaloo as senator. Now, and what happened is that basically Christine Kangaloo was Speaker of the House I am not the man who replaced Christine Kangului do better to me, because at the end of the day, you will always find some sort of bias. But I want to comment a little bit on this position that Rishi has put himself in. Now, one of the things that I could tell you as a young man growing up, one of the positions that I've held is president of the Used Car Dealers Association. I was asked to be senator. I was asked to be member of parliament. I was asked to take up high-ranking positions in the PNM, UNC. I remember when Noel Garcia had asked me if I was interested in taking up the St. Joseph seat for the PNM. And of course, that was a sure win. And all now I would have been, maybe my wife would have been a big contractor. Maybe it is I would have gotten an ambulance contract somewhere, you know, at the end of the day. And I told him, I said no. Because you see, I have learned from going through life that after years and years of spending time with the devil, you tend to grow horns too. And no matter how strong your faith is, at the end of the day, you will find yourself pulling a little bit. So I say here, let me guard myself. I am not interested. And one of the things I'd like to say is that Mr. Sukai comes from a very respectable family. And that's all I could say. Because I've never heard anything bad about them. And I've never heard anything bad about the young man. Even though many of the things that he has said in the past, you could read his allegiance to the PNM from some of those statements that he made. He was very cautious about criticizing the government. So one would have suspected more or less if one were to look where his alignment would have been. But to me, what concerns me is that this young man who has a business, whose family have to lock up their house like a jail, who have spoken about the criminal activity in Chaguanas, and who have said time and time again that here what's happening, we are failing in certain areas and we need to look at crime, and the food prices is out of control. Because as the president of the Chaguanas chamber, he would have brought up a lot of issues, and of course, Patos and the Konupia arm as well, they would have heard from him as well. Now, let us face facts. I am telling you as it is. If my son that I have, come to me and say, boy, Dad, even though the PNM have the highest murder rate in the country with 600, even though we have runaway crime, murders left, right, and center, 17 children being murdered in 1 year, even though we have runaway thieving with contractors bleeding this country left, right, and center, even though we have a government that has caused this country, the economy to stall, even though the poverty is growing daily as we see, I want to be a senator in the PNM. Well, let me tell you what I would do, my son Zakir. I would go down to Baraka Grounds and get a piece of 2x4 and rest it on the backside. Because I tell you as it is, for me, it would be an embarrassment. It would be a shame for my son to say here what's happening. He wants to be a senator under the present manifestation of the PNM. I mean, you have Maulanas that didn't have no shame and they didn't mind becoming a senator, even though it was the shortest senatorial position in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Man going in, raise his finger, and then put on his finger afterwards, and then boom, out the door, right? They had no shame, and that is something that we know, right? So the reality of it is that when you have a young man, and by the way, I am saying this bold, if I was a businessman that used to support Sukai Diesel, I would think twice about supporting them now. Not because I don't like Sukai Diesel, they're not qualified, but I don't want my money going to support PNM activities. I am sorry. And all you have a successful business. And by aligning all yourself with this nonsense, especially now, especially the PNM, the manifestation of PNM is the worst it has ever been. Guys, I think I have a slide with some of the statements that Rishi had made. If you get that for me, please. Right? The present manifestation of the PNM is like the Satanic Club of Trinidad and Tobago. And I make no apologies for that. Right? And I'm asking myself, but why? Why, right? Because the present manifestation of the PNM is the most evil and vile political entity that you could ever think about. So let's go again. We have the next slide where I think we're supposed to have a few things that he said. If you don't have it, I wouldn't blame you because I know tonight we are running on one leg. So for me, it concerns me that a young man, I understand the thirst for power. I understand the thirst for making yourself known. But here what happening now? It have other ways of making yourself known. Right? It have other ways of doing things that the family would feel proud about. I sure, here what happening? Maybe your mother and father happy, your brother happy. But I sure it have extended members of your family cussing you left, right, and center right now. Especially supporters of Kamala. Oh God, you're under pressure. So the fact is that for me, I would say to this young man, big man, here what happening? You have just begun to destroy your whole career. You may think that being a senator is a successful thing, but being a senator under this present government is the worst thing anybody could do, is the worst thing that anyone could accept. And that is all I could say about you and what you have done. All right? So, partner, all the best in your future endeavors. You ain't getting me to support you because, quite frankly, I want you to go inside there and rough up Rowley. But I know that ain't going to happen. I know that will not happen. Well, I'm going to tell you. You see, how the PNM operates is that they take out one Indian, they have to replace with the next Indian. That is how the PNM operates. You could imagine how the PNM Indians would have get on if they had put somebody of African descent to replace Christine Gangalo as a senator. It was war. It would have been a war with Indians because remember, there is this thing about the Indians and the Africans in the PNM. One is that and I saw it with my own eyes. And what I'm saying here, it ain't no race talk. It is fact. I remember in St. Joseph, I remember they were saying when I was in a meeting under the PNM, they said that they wanted an Indian to represent St. Joseph. And I say, wait, now I look around and I see all these African people sit down there and they saying, yes, that is true. And it's like, I say, well, don't you think we should get the most bloody competent person, right? That like Dumas who had said recently that we should get a Hindu president. And I say, well, here what happens, it's about time we get a Muslim prime minister. And that is the kind of stupid thinking that we have in this country. We need the most competent people. We do not need an Indian. We do not need an African. We do not need somebody who from the bush with a bone in the nose. We need somebody who is competent. And believe me, we have plenty of incompetence in this country. Let me just welcome Neil Shuz. And of course, Neil Shuz is where you get all your European parts. And remember, for Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Jaguar, Volvo. And what are the European vehicles? Maserati, Porsche. I sit down with a set of old men here, boy. Volkswagen, right? All them go, oh God. Anyway, let's roll again, guys. Next slide. Only remember this photo. This photo there is a photo of. I was hoping I would I forget about this, but I just want to wish. You see that fella stand up next to me there? Of course, if you look amongst all the brothers, we went to a wedding, but out of all the brothers, the best looking one is the one with the red tie, right? And next to him, you could zoom into that picture, guys. That is my eldest brother. And my eldest brother celebrated his birthday, right? He celebrated his birthday this week on. So he was the principal of Shawana Senior Comp, the best principal that ever passed through in the history of this country. I would like to wish my brother a happy belated birthday from me, my family, from all of us here. Right? May God continue to bless you and give you health and strength. And I see that your hairstyle is getting like mine. Of course, the one in the pink shirt with the shirt turning button down is the man that has gone by all the black dye from Pennywise. Right? That is the man himself. And of course, Zaki when he was growing his mufti beard. When he had muscles, now he have bellies. Right? And of course, the Saga boy in the group is Boto. And Bobby on the left side there. And of course, my brother Nazim, who does be down at Baraka Grounds, that moody right hand. Right? Because moody right hand and Ashley, you raise your hand again. I'm going to beat you, you know what? Right. So let's go again, guys. Let's run through. Right. All remember this? Well, here what happening. Guys, we subset some pictures with the steel. So what we did, the Guardian carried a story. This is the family there. What I told them is that they have to get involved and help us. So by tomorrow, the house will be completely broken down. The steel has already been tied and bent. So this weekend, we're going to, by the end of this week, we're going to mark off the area where the house is going to be built. So I would like to thank all those of you who supported us in this project. And what happens is that somebody say, wait now, boy, yes, or the Guardian, leave out your name in this thing with these people, boy. No. When the Guardian contacted me, I told them, I say, hey, what's happening? You don't have to mention names, because when people mention names, it does make it real pressure for us sometimes. So you could run it anonymously. I told the Guardian that. I told Rhonda Dowlett, I told her, say, listen, man, run it without the names, because quite frankly, if you go to run it with the names, you're going to see people will be calling all these companies who we just deal with. Be calling them, my mother need a house, my father's house falling down, and here what? After that, they may want to know me again. So, right, I would like to thank all those of you. We will keep you updated as to the figures and all those things as we go along, and how much we have total by the end of this week, so that we would be able to put things in place. Of course, I got a call from a gentleman in Debe today who said he would give us 500 blocks. I spoke to my good partner, Dave Sibalak, and I asked Dave, I said, Dave, here what's happening? We need to get some steel down there. While I'm talking to Dave on the phone, Dave Sibalak Hardware drop off the steel from her, right? So again, I would like to thank all the people who are assisting in this. And of course, to those of you who have partnered with us, this is what life is about. All right, so let me just welcome Gate Automation Company Limited. And remember, for all your gate automated needs, check them out. They will fix you up. If your gate passed through a flood, call them. Believe me, I know. And you wouldn't have to put a brand new motor. They will fix you up. They'll change your circuit board and get the same motor running again. That is how skilled and qualified those people are. So give them a call. They carry the best brands and best service. All right, so let's go again, guys. All your finance change. 3 to 4 weeks ago, I started to highlight the ambulance service in this country and talk about where is it? GMR, right? GMRTT. How the ambulance can hold and beat up and all kind of thing. And one is that they got a vehicle called HISE, not HISE, HAISE, some Chinese rubbish. And what happens is that all of a sudden now, since we started to ask questions about GMRTT, how much ambulance they have, how much is being paid, all of a sudden GMRTT get brand new ambulance. I was told they got 10 brand new ambulance. But here what happens still, I am still going through the FOIA to get information about how many ambulances were active for the last 3 years, how much per month, and by the way, what I was told is that they allegedly get paid for every run. So, Moody, if you make a call, and the ambulance leave where it is to go, for example, let us say you live in Chaguanas, and the ambulance is in Bamboo by me, and they get a call, as if the ambulance pull out and reach by the highway, and they say, don't worry, you get paid for that run. So what we are being told, and what I want to find out, and how factual it is if GMRTT, the set of millions of dollars that they're being paid per month, I would like to find out if they are being paid per run as well. Because you see this thing, if that is taking place, something have to stop it. Something have to stop it. Let's go again, guys. I mentioned the other day, right? I was in Freeport, and look at how these yayan and them park up now, boy. And it's same thing as saying, and you know what? You know what these vendors are going to cause? The police and license office and whoever going to come down there and stop everybody from selling because of their dotishness, right? It have the people on the other side who comply and leave space and everything. But you see people on the left side, watch where this truck park up now, man. And he don't care, and the other 2 vehicles, they park up there too as well. Ridiculous set of people. Let's go again. I would like to compliment now, Food Basket is a respectable company. But this Food Basket driver decided that he would park up in front, run by Bobby's or somewhere, wherever he went, left his indicator on and didn't care who the hell he inconvenienced. This is the kind of stupid parking we see in Bamboo every day. In fact, if you want to see stupid people parking, come in Bamboo number 2 and just go in front of Bobby's, and you would see stupid people galore. Right? I don't know why it is they have not put back the orange code and say, I really don't know. But like I tell you, I don't know. Now some people feel that money go, I don't know, boy. I really don't know. Let's go again, guys. All you know where this is? Moody, you know where this is. Moody, you're supposed to know where that is. What is the biggest problem on El Sikoro Road? Good. Fuad Khan and them flatten. Fuad Khan and them gave instructions to flatten the curb so cars could pass on the curb. It is the only area in Sawa where the curbs have been flattened to facilitate vehicles passing. But not only that, pull back that previous picture, guys. I want you to watch. That truck could have pulled all the way to the side. Watch where his back is, and he parked up there like if he owned the road. And this has been going on donkey years by Jilal, and nobody touches him. Now, pull back that picture. Watch where people have to pass. Watch where that person walking, and watch where the car have to go. And this is this type of stupidity that abounds in this country, and the Sawa and Barataria police refuse to do anything. This is madness. This is madness. Let's go again, guys. This is the ever-famous Grand Bazaar stretch. Bamboo people from Bamboo number 2 normally will pass through this area. Watch where these idiots and them parking on both sides. I'm surprised Grand Bazaar has not made this an issue. But residents of Bamboo number 3 are having hell with this. And I'm appealing to the police in St. Joseph. Oh God, please, all you go and try and see what you could do to help all the people and help we out too now. Because we pass through that area almost every night. Let's go again, guys. Well, pull back that vehicle. Watch where my boy park. He park on the corner. PDU 9144. I tell you, one of these days, when they park up those, a truck should pass and just get them a slight touch for their stupidity. Let's go again, guys. You see this road? Moody, you know this. I find Moody ain't knowing no road again at all. Zakir, you know that? Yeah, for sure. That Bamboo number 3. Seema, the counselor, tell me that because it's rainy season, they cannot fix this. I was there. You were there? Yeah. A lie? Sure. Good. What season are we in now, Moody? And how long we in dry season? 3 weeks now we in dry season. Does it take 3 weeks? We should know because we went and paint wet road, right? So we know, right? So we know about wet road, but that road very dry. And up to now, nothing has been done. And this is why I continue to say, we have failures as representatives. I keep telling people, to the people in Bamboo number 2, we have our failures, Seema, and we have our failures, Khadija. But when these people come in our area, we kiss in their foot. All you hear what's happening, run them out because Khadija show up just like Sinanan 4 days after the flood. And people keep voting back these losers and them, you know. Have to stop. Let's go again, guys. Good. Zoom into the lower part. Right? The trade minister urges TNT to shop smarter. Food prices too high. Okay. We are to shop smarter. You and I know that a lot of the local goods, because of flooding and all that, prices went up. And one of the ways to keep food prices down, it is to do, you know what? It is to import, because importation, changes the whole scope of pricing. But we cannot import because we are not big Sawatini PNM to get foreign exchange. So to the minister, here what happening now. There's little or nothing that we could do to solve that problem right now because we cannot get foreign exchange to compete with everybody else. Other than go and plant in, and you know what happened? We will get flood, somebody go thief it or somebody go come and claim the land because that is what is going on in Trinidad. Let's go again, guys. You know I'm to this fella? The snail, the gentleman ended up touching one of the snails on them. Yeah. Right? And we go on and we take cane and we bite in cane. Right? But what is that? We were told, right? This is a report in the Guardian, right? That this gentleman here ended up touching a snail and almost lost his hand. But the ministry now, right? Even though they're telling you, well, wear gloves and thing, under the Public Sector Investment Program, SIP, $3 million have been set aside to deal with the eradication of the giant African snail, gas. All you hear they calling the giant African snail, gas. So everything that given we pressure, you call it gas in Trinidad. right? And other pests. Wait, hold up. Under the public sector investment program, $3 million have been set aside to deal with the eradication of the giant African snail and other pests. So wait now, Rowley included in that? At the end of the day, I'm not insinuating anything or saying that nobody should do anything because I don't ascribe to violence. But at the end of the day, I still hold the thought that he is a pest. Let's go back to that slide, guys. From Monday to February 2nd, farmers, community groups, and others can collect the gas and get a reward of $5 per kilogram. How much snails in 1 kilogram? About 10, 12? For 1 kilogram? Yeah. And that is $5, Red? These people had to be mad. What I gonna do here? I gonna take them snail and pump it up with lead. Right? They may check in nothing. When I pull my bag, you think it overweight, I tell them here, it's some real heavy duty snails I have. Let's go again, guys. Right? So there are no limits to the number of snails people can drop off on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. All of a sudden, this now is missing from the ministry's website. They no longer have it there because they realize how stupid they're looking. Because while Al-Rawi collecting ministers millions of dollars, while ministers' families collecting millions of dollars, you had to go and catch snail and catch a tail for $5 a kilogram. That makes real sense. Let me just thank Gate Automation for sponsoring this segment as we move along again. Right, and of course, welcome our good friends of True Value Home Mart. Now, if you have not visited them, my friends, you are missing out big because number one, you're missing out on excellent service. Number two, you are missing out on exceptional warranties that is standby. Number three, you're missing out on items where you could save big money. So give them a check out. For those of you who get in pressure, you could, of course, deal with that and buy a pressure washer. Check them out. Lampole 36, Midway El Sikoro Road, right there in Sewa, or as they say, Sawa. Let's go again, guys. Yeah, chose the best picture. Yeah, I feel to just leave that up there for a while. Minister urges. Now, you know what is the hardest, right? Come back to me, guys. And like I said, for those of you joining us tonight, we on one leg tonight because our main system went down, and we on one leg running, and so far the guys running real good. Well done, guys. I chose some selective, I want you to look at some selective words in this article, right? And I want to show you, because here what's happening. If I ask anybody here, who have most of the AGC houses? PNM people? Correct. Who are the most delinquent? PNM supporters. Who owe the government the most amount of money? PNM people. Who don't pay no water and electricity rate because PNM does encourage that kind of dotations? Yes, that is what we're talking about. So here what's happening. Let us go back to that article. With the new, and minister urges, imagine that she had to urge them. You owe, but she have to urge. Let me go again, we're going through all the words. With the new cashless initiative adopted by the Housing Development Corporation, the Housing and Development Ministry is hoping that this will encourage delinquent homeowners to pay their balances. At the launch of the new More Ways to Pay initiative, you have here. You know, it's the hardest, right? Come to me. Moody, you're a landlord. How much options your tenant have? And you give them here. You can pay cash or check. That is it, right? Yeah. Good. Most landlords. So if your tenant get up one morning and decide not to pay, and he decide not to pay for a year or 2 years, you decide to go and lock them down and get them out of the apartment. You decide to offer alternatives. There are plenty of those people who occupy in those houses. They don't pay no taxes, many of them. They are involved in criminal activity, many of them. And here what's happening, that is a fact, it is not a joke. So the reality of it, plenty of these fellas have cash. You ain't gonna ask them to go to the bank because many of them don't keep their money in the bank. So here what's happening now. You have a renter who refused, but you come now and say, what's happening, boy? I know you pay rent for 10 months, but here what I'm giving you a next option. Credit card, links, yeah, we could do it by the Republic Bank cashless, or if you want, I could take US currency. That is the height of stupidity, and that is the kind of dotishness that the PNM does allow, because you know what? They know that they are doing nothing to move those people out, because anytime they move them out, they will suffer the polls. And that is what the PNM continues to do. And that is what people like Rishi Sukai and others, all you're going in there to support that, all you come now, man. All you can't be that dotish. Let's pull back that again, please. At the launch of the new More Ways to Pay initiative by AGC at Government Plaza yesterday, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Karmeen Robertson-Reggie, said this new method allows more convenience to citizens wherever they may live in Trinidad and Tobago. The minister also appealed to those who owe the company to take advantage of the convenience of the online payments and pay their debts. So you now have to appeal, right? First of all, you're urging them and then you're appealing. She said, please utilize these additional options to honor your legal obligations, your mortgage and rental arrangements. She said if people fail to honor their payments, AGC can take legal action against them. Let me tell you something, and this is the kind of dotishness again that PNM encourages. People have been occupying AGC houses for 10, 20 years and have not paid a cent. In fact, AGC could refurbish every apartment if they were to be paid the rent they're owed. But the reason why the AGC is not being paid, it is because instructions have been given not to touch X, Y, and Z, because all hell will break loose. All right? Fact. Let's go again. That's it. Let me move she out there. It's only so, oh God, gone from bad to worse now. Rowley have no confidence in Hines as deputy political leader, but he has confidence in him as national security minister. Okay, here what's happening. You have an employee, and your employee is one of the most incompetent nincompoop, right, that you have. In other words, this employee, you can sit down there between these two gentlemen if you want to know, Jawad, right? This employee that you have is so incompetent, you refer to him as a nincompoop. And you decided that this man was a manager in your company, but you say, hey, happening, I don't want him as a manager because he's incompetent, he's good for nothing, he's a waste of time, and I get rid of him. But I'm going to put him in charge of security. Wait a minute. Somebody who is incompetent, somebody who has proven time and time again in his position as a minister that he has failed miserably, and the population opinion is that he is a waste of time. But you, Mr. Rowley, decided that here what's happening. You don't want the incompetence as a deputy political leader, but you will take the incompetence as a national security minister, because you will not be affected, because while you, Sharon, and all the security around you, right, some close, some far, at the end of the day, here what's happening now. You are safeguarded while we, the citizenry, have to catch tail. So you ain't worried about that. You could put Hines in any position. You could put a dummy in the Ministry of National Security, and it still would not make a difference. This is where we are at right now. This is where we are at. So good decision by good decision. All right, so let's go again. Okay. Now, all you remember Adesh Nanan, right? Adesh Nanan was considered one of, come back to me guys, was considered one of the worst minister of education we had. And then we also had Hazel Manning with breakfasts on it, right? Because she pluralized breakfasts, right? But who would you consider to be one of the worst education ministers? And if you ask the questions, one of the worst education ministers that we have had in the past, right, and we continue to have, is Gatsby Dolly. Because she was talking about 2 schools closed, and when the Zeppo hit now, you find out it's 12 schools. Not only that, $147 million being spent in Carnival. My daughter is going to St. George's College, and they have to go to UTT. They have to get a bus to take them to St. George's, and St. George's is overgrown with bush now. The place is getting dilapidated because there are supposed to be workers working there, and I don't know what the hell is going on, but the children must go there and do labs and come back to UTT. This is the level of incompetence that exists under Dolly. And Rowley now, this woman is turning out to be one of the most incompetent ministers of education, but Rowley now have confidence in her to make her deputy. Think about it. He has no confidence in Hines as a deputy, but he kept him as national security. And he replaced Hines with Gadsby Dolly, who he claims to have confidence in. And even if he didn't claim to have confidence, by making her a deputy, it shows that you have confidence, because you do not put somebody as your deputy unless you have confidence in that person. And this is what has happened, and this is what is taking place. And the reality of it is that, where do we go from here now? Well, all hell will break loose because everything is going to fall down flat. Anyway, before we take a break, let me just welcome Dynasty Custom Design Studios. And as I said before, and I'll say again, this company does all my signage for me. They've been doing it for 3-4 years now. And anything you have to do with signage, banners, you name it, whether it be vehicle graphics, etc., give them a call. Dynasty Custom Design Studio, channel and LED signs, full color printing, banners and stickers, etc. 270-9890. And tell them, of course, you heard it right here on Breaking Barriers. Let's go to the other slide, guys. And, oh, I have this thing to deal with. Oh, by the way, yes. Let's deal with the bamboo number 2 issue, where the minister made a statement, right? And I want you to, let's listen to that video, that report with Akash Samaru, where it was reported that certain things took place in bamboo number 2. And when I spoke to residents, because we were on a chat with about 140 residents, right? And when you listen to some of the residents, and by the way, the residents sent me photos, because the minister is claiming, and by the way, when you divide the amount of checks by the amount given so far, the average was $9,000 and something, which is not really that much for people who have lost everything, right? Yeah, let's go. Let's run it. So
it's about 6 weeks now since floodwaters receded, yet not even a quarter of the people adversely affected have collected their flood relief assistance checks. CNC3 News found out that, as of Tuesday, only 407 checks have been given out to a value of a little under $3 million. Now, Social Development Minister Donna Cox did say that 374 more checks have been validated and are on the pay sheets, and all they need is a final approval. But even with those added to the 407, it's still less than 25% of the over 4,000 requests the ministry has received. And the reason we've been given for the slow pace of payment is that people are either making errors or leaving out key information on their application form. Errors such as missing ID card information, the wrong address, missing household member information, no evidence of the disaster, and incorrect contact information, such as providing the wrong phone number. Minister Cox said verification officers have been assigned to fix this, but she is urging people in the future to take their time to ensure the proper information is given.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Right, so that was Councillor Seema Ramsaran Augustine, and in her area there were around 300 households affected. And she's saying that with respect to wrong information on the forms, the blame cannot be placed on the people.
I don't understand this. They're saying this because most of the applications that were done by Ministry of Social Development employees.
Kill a clip. I don't want to even hear she. I don't want to even hear that one. Right? Because, like I said before, that is one of the worst counselors that ever passed through. I didn't want to even hear she. Right? Because she's going to talk a bunch of rubbish there, like she normally does. I don't want to hear that. But the gist of it is that bamboo residents were hit the worst. This year, we were hit the worst because of the incompetence of the government. And what happens is that one would have thought that the priority would have been placed so that bamboo residents would have gotten the assistance required, especially those who are in need. Now, what happens is that what is interesting is that the minister is saying that here what's happening, that residents came and residents fill out forms and this and that. But wait, we have evidence that the ministry officials were the one filling out the forms with the information being provided by the residents. Guys, we have those photos. We're supposed to have those photos with the ministry officials. I'd send that to you, Saif. So let me know when you have that, please. Right? What happens is that you will see some photos with some people sit down there. Right. Good. Zoom into that a little bit. Those people sit down on the chairs with their face forward are not residents of Bamboo number 2. Those are people employed by the Ministry of Social Development and otherwise. And the people to the back too are people who are employed by the ministry. So, and look them with a computer and in the back there. So who was taking the information, Donna Cox? You're talking dotishness. You're talking nonsense. All you're lying. But you see, because this area is seen as a UNC area, all you're thinking is here what's happening. Let them suffer. Let them wait. Hard luck. They get flood. It's good for them. It's a bunch of squatters. It's a bunch of thief. It's a bunch of rum suckers inside there. So leave them, let it suffer. Well, here what's happening. We just showed information that proved that all you lie. And as I said before, and I said it on this program, if you have areas that were flooded, only an idiot does not understand that you start with the areas that were hardest hit first, and then you come down. For example, if a man get flood and up to his ankles were water, there was water, then here what's happening, he's not a priority right now. The people who are priority are the people who had waist-high water. Right? Those are the people who should be getting some sort of priority. And this is what I cannot understand. One would think that in the ministry, we would have people who have sense and would understand that here what's happening. We have Las Lomas, which normally floods, and apparently the people in Las Lomas, they don't really care because nobody has launched legal action against the government. Nobody bothered. So here what's happening. Apparently in that area, St. Helena, they get so accustomed to flooding that they just open their doors and tell the flood to come in. People from that area, all you wake up now. Wake up. How much suffering are you going to continue to take? And you know, all of a sudden now, with all the paving taking place all over the country, you know what's going on there, right? They're going to expect you to give them your vote in the upcoming local government election, because this year is local government election, so they're fixing everything. But here what's happening, like I tell earlier before, if I never fight for PNM to lose every seat in a local government election, this year I'm turning into Tarzan and I'm swinging from lamppost to lamppost, and I'm going to make sure that PNM get taught a lesson this election. I'm pulling out my gizzard, my liver all stops and doing what I need to do, right? Because here what's happening. Really and truly, there's only so much that we could take of this, because you saw the photos here. Guys, could we put back some of those photos, please? It shows clearly, zoom into it. It shows clearly that residents were being asked questions. It shows clearly that information was being taken. So when you see, you could zoom out on that one, right? That woman slip over there, right? Watch carefully. Who writing, Patos? Who writing? Who have the pen? Those are not Bamboo residents. So when you come now with this dotishness, zoom into those people there from here. Who have the pen in their hands? Bamboo resident gave them their IDs, gave them the information, and they wrote it down. So look, my partner Roshan from right down the road. So when you see, come back to me now. When you see that the Bamboo, that Minister Cox now could say people provided inaccurate information, all you had the ID in all your hand is all your employees who take down the wrong information. Because you see, we do in many of those ministries, we don't put people who qualified, you know. We put people who are part of the political base. And that is how we operate. We get a little work for we partner friend and all of them. And that is why, even though in many instances you have incompetence to the max, we allow it and we take it and we digest it. That is how we operate. Anyway, let me thank my good friends Dynasty Custom Design Studio for sponsoring this segment. And remember, for all your channel and LED signs, full color printing, banners and stickers, etc., give them a call, 270-9890, and they will fix you up. Big, big, big sign 2 days, you're not talking about a huge sign. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose, and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
High blood pressure is as dangerous as an overpumped balloon. Measuring your blood pressure every day can save you from risk of high blood pressure. MicroLife fully automatic upper arm blood pressure monitor with stroke risk detection. MicroLife AFib screens for atrial fibrillation while taking your blood pressure. High blood pressure and atrial fibrillation are both considered controllable risk factors for stroke. If AFib is present during blood pressure measurement, the AFib icon is displayed flashing at the end of the triple measurement. Once 3 measurements are complete, the measurement data are shown on the display. MicroLife, a partner for people, for life.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Okay, so we're back. Welcome, folks. And of course, Automax fabric softener, boy, here what's happening. Now, I grew up in a time, right, when my mother would use blue soap, or she would use the blue, the square blue, or Clorox. In fact, Trinidad, we just call all bleach Clorox, and we just call all detergent Breeze. Alright? World Speeders do again and refer to it as one name, and it's endless different items, but we just refer to it as different as one name, different items, but I'll come up with something. But what is that? The reality of it is that people like my wife and others, the women, appreciate the softness that comes with fabrics when you use fabric softener. But the problem is some of these foreign fabric softeners, all you hear and think could drop out of your head with the prices and the quality, because these things are easy to formulate, you know, and this is why there are companies in Trinidad that formulate things the same and better and charging less, but you want your foreign brand. And here what's happening. All you have to do if you're interested in a job, they are looking for sales reps. You could contact them at 658-5984 and tell them that you heard it right here. And you could pick up some stuff too as well when you go down there to be interviewed and test the products yourself. All right, so remember to try Automax, their fabric softener. All right, so let's let's run through. Oh yeah. Oh, you remember this? Judge 1 police. This was since May, right? And of course, this was in the case that I won since May. And the court ordered that the attorney, come back to me guys, that the court ordered that I be paid 310,000 plus. So about 360, 370,000 in one case. So it's nearly about 800 or 900,000 in both cases. And what happens is that the court ordered in this case that I be paid within 30 days. July, gone, right? August, September, October, November, December, January. Almost 6 months going into, and the Attorney General's office has not paid. So what we are now going to do, I have instructed my attorneys to enforce the judgment, which means that once the judge agrees, we could go into the Attorney General's office, take a chair, take a table, take a bench, take a computer, take a set of documents showing a Rawi lease, I don't know. At the end of the day, take things. So in 1 week's time, if we do not see something coming through, we are going to instruct our attorneys to proceed to enforce the judgment. Because this is madness. If a court is saying, now the Attorney General's office is supposed to be one of the most upright in terms of ministries in a government. If it's any ministry they have to uphold the law, it is that ministry. Because we all know what is going on in all the other ministries. You telling me that they get instructions from Frank Sipasad, right? A man who went quite in there to get all kind of award, and all you're not listening to the man? Frank, call them from here. Justice Sipasad, call them and tell them, they're listening. I don't understand a big Sawati judge like you and they're listening to. Make it a point and talk about it tomorrow for me. Right? So this is the nonsense that you're seeing. Anyway, let's go again, guys. Oh, God. Madam Exit. Here we go. This is the woman you call Madam Exit. All of a sudden now, she's about to leave, she get mouthed. She's about to go, she get mouthed. Zoom into that, guys. Let us see what this woman is talking about. A woman who did not even have visionary leadership, who was a failure as president, talking about visionary leadership. She is saying, if ever visionary leadership is needed in the medical fraternity, it is now. Lord have mercy. Just a few days before she go, right? Even before COVID-19 reared its ugly head, Trinidad and Tobago faced considerable challenges in and to its health apparatus. Where the hell were you before COVID hit? Where was your mouth? What happened? It tie up, you couldn't talk, you couldn't give sign language even. All of a sudden now you have mouth because you're about to go, because you are not going to occupy that seat anymore. So here what's happening? You could talk thing now because Rowley could get vexed with you. You don't have a problem with that now. Anyway, let's go again to that. Let's go again. Lengthy wait times in hospitals, unreasonable delays in receiving critical diagnoses, results and reports, and confusing and unnecessarily complex administrative procedures are amongst the many issues experienced by patients at our institutions. No, my dear, that is not your institution. You ever go to a public hospital? That is not our institution, right? This person had to be foolish. Like he can't. It have some people who are real stupid. They know you're on air and they continue to call you. I don't know why I'm on air. WhatsApp me now and I'll respond to your message. But you're watching me on air and you call him. Right, let's go back to that. On the other side of the coin, healthcare professionals grapple with inadequate compensation, unacceptable working conditions, unavailability of critical equipment and overwork, among other grievances, and must also bear the brunt of patients' frustration and a flawed system. Come back to me. You see, what I can't understand, boy, all the time, your mouth was stitched. You were ill dummy. You couldn't say nothing because apparently Rowley had you under manners, even as the president. Now you are about to exit that post. You get mouth. You turn Jabba all of a sudden. The mouth starting to run. Why? Where the hell was your mouth for the last 5 years? Okay. Where was it for the last 4 years? Where was it for the last 3 years? All of a sudden now, when people were suffering and dying. And by the way, why you don't come up and talk about all the fed that is about to take place and this country is going to go through hell? And I want to make a public statement here. For every death that takes place due to COVID after Carnival, if our numbers go up, I believe that we should hold Terence Yal Singh and the Prime Minister responsible. Criminally. Because you see, we can't have Carnival encourage this thing to get out of hand. And when it gets out of hand, now we, the innocent citizens, have to suffer because of the stupidity of people, because they want to go and put dental floss on their backsides. It can't work so. It cannot work so. Let's go again, guys. Forget she. I don't want him hear anything which she had to say again. 8 police officers have been detained in connection with the ongoing firearm users license investigation. And I have no problem with that. Let the chips fall where they may, because everybody knows in Trinidad and Tobago, at the end of the day, that you had to pay big money to certain people to get a firearm license. That going on even when they had slinging shot. So here what's happening. I'm glad to see that this is happening. Let it happen from big to small, all, every one of them. Charge them, jail them, let them suffer. Let's go again. And then you are hearing about this thing with the 3 Trinidad Tobago Defense Force officers who end up shooting somebody. Right? It was murder, basically, allegedly. Now, I have said it in the past and I'll say it again. The Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force serves no purpose in Trinidad and Tobago. It is a party group. It is PNM party group number 45. And what happens is that we are paying them to sit down, do nothing, eat their belly full, go out with vehicle and lime. We don't have no war. Here what's happening. Take the best out of them, put them in the police service, and let the rest of them hard lock, blaze trail. Because Trinidad and Tobago cannot go to war. We have nothing to go to war with. I have said it time and time again. We have no plane. We have no helicopter. And all the ammunition that we just use, most of the soldiers take it and sell it out to kill innocent people already. Because all you see all over Trinidad and Tobago, how much army ammunition found all over the place. So here what's happening now. Forget this thing about TTDF and all this kind of notices. Let it end now. Me, if I was in a position of power, tomorrow I'm going to shut down that place and we opening up a water park to give 5 island oil competition, government owned. And what means that we call it slide to ride. Every time you slide, you have a toll booth at the bottom and you're paying money. But wait now, talking about criminal. If we could have a bounty for snail, why we can't have a bounty for criminals? Imagine that. In Trinidad and Tobago, we could put a $3 million bounty to catch snail. But we don't have a dollar bounty to catch criminal. So the snail more important than the criminal. The snail is committing more crime than the bandit and the murderers in Trinidad and Tobago right now. All you feel this place easy? Let's go again, guys. Hold that right. Hold that. I really had to take a 5. Outgoing ambassador of Chile to TNT, Juan Anibal Barria Garcia, believes this, let me pronounce it properly, yes? Outgoing ambassador of Chile to TNT, Juan Anibal Barria Garcia, believes this country has a multitude of resources which can be easily showcased on the international market, as well as unique product and services offerings which can also assist in deepening our diversification. One, let me tell you something. Come back to me, guys. Mind your business and go back to Trinidad. I repeat, mind your business and go back to where you come from. Chile, if you come from Chile, go back. Leave. Dust it. Don't get involved, because here what's happening. We have Carnival just 2-3 days for the year, and the whole country just shut down for a month and 2 months. You want that thing to be all throughout the year? For what? And what it is we had to promote? Pregnancy after 9 months, and 90% of them, the father want to take responsibility. Is that what we say? Let me know if that is what we say. That is where we want to promote. People taking loan to go and buy dental floss to put on their backside. That is what we want to promote. COVID getting out of hand in the next month. That is what we want to promote. Come now, man. All you're supposed to be people who have sense. But I don't know if someone else is dotish biscuit boy. All you really can be truly serious about representing. And when you come to this country, offer something positive now. Like open all your mouth when crime out of hand now. Where the hell your mouth was when Trinidad hit 600? Well, you come here, what is that? That is it. And all you only studying the fat and lime, give me a break. All you need to serve a purpose when you come here. And the purpose must be to benefit Trinidad and Tobago as well. All you mustn't study about relation between Trinidad and Chile alone, or relation between Barbados and here. Look, Barbados, sugar, imagine Barbados. Barbados, country, the country is so small. Where's the population of Barbados? Anybody? Search that if I'm in the you all Wi-Fi borrow. Right. Check that if I'm now. What is the population of Barbados? Let me see. I want to see. Right? 281,000. Right? So it is safe to say that Barbados have about 1/6 the population of Trinidad. Right? So, because Trinidad and Tobago, our population reached about 1.7 million. This 1.4 million, I think that was 20 years ago. And we have 300,000 illegal Venezuelans. So here what's happening. It doesn't surpass that. Now, when you hear that Barbados sugar showing up in all Walmart, we should be ashamed. Because not even an industry that was profitable, we decided to keep. We decided to throw away everything. Petrotrin, we decided to throw away. Steel manufacturing, well, we might start back again because you can never tell where we might go with that. But this is Trinidad, a country that destroys everything that makes sense. Anyway, let me just welcome our good friends at Built to Last. And of course, remember, Built to Last Hardware and Roof Manufacturing Limited. They're located right there, you see, between Freeport and Vancouver there. You can't miss them on the left-hand side. They manufacture everything from roofing sheets to decking to what you call Z-purlin, C-purlin, everything. So give them a call. Plus, you get appliances like LG and Whirlpool with the best warranty. And why, if you have any problems with an appliance that you bought from them, like a fridge or anything, they will fix you up and give you a loan while yours is being repaired. That's the kind of service you get from them. Give them a call, 299-4079. All right, so let's go again, guys. Yeah, let's run through what we have. Yeah?
Week in Review. Brought to you by Trinidad and Tobago Government Communications.
Right, listen to the part.
Ministry of Finance. $200,000 in disaster relief funds were donated by CAF Development Bank of Latin America to the victims of Trinidad and Tobago affected by recent floods and landslides. Ministry of Social Development and Family Services. Assessment of damages were conducted for residents.
Right. Now, if you watch it carefully, this is on the ministry's website, and you are seeing photos that I showed you. So the ministry is confirming that they had their staff doing the information taking. And look, in their weekly report, in their weekly propaganda report, they also showed this video. So thank you very much, guys. That is all I wanted to see in this. That is all I wanted to see. All right, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to open up our phone lines. But let me see if I can contact Mr. Firoz Khan. Remember the person that you all... let me see if I could contact him. Right, so here... Huh? No, we'll deal with that just now. We'll see if that would work. All right, so here we go. Let me just get this here now. And again, I would like to thank everybody who assisted. All right, here we go. Let me just call, all right. I'll talk to, let me just talk to, let me just get on to his wife and I'll talk to him. Right, here we go. Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Is this Firoz Khan?
Yes, sir.
Firoz?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you realize we came there and we made the arrangements for the steel to be dropped off. I saw that you all built some professional cage there, boy.
Yeah.
All right. So
Young house there today.
okay. So the house went down today.
Yeah, that's how the floor in the report in the morning.
Good. So let me ask you a question. When will that area be cleared up with the debris running there?
Tomorrow.
Okay, good. So therefore, let us say safely by Friday we could pass in, we could mark off the area and we could get the backhoe to come by Saturday?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So how you feeling now to see this happening by Firoz?
Feeling good, sir. Very good.
No, you don't have to call me sir. And the name is Inshan. It I know sir here, my brother. Why was that? But a hole in here to one thing, eh? You have to get some big cascadoo and we go cook it on spot while we doing the concrete work.
I know, still, man, yeah.
But I want the cascadoo with the imported accent.
What do you mean?
It is talk with that kind of Spanish accent.
Yeah.
The cascadoo now. And it have cascadoo coming from Venezuela?
Yeah.
Right. And that is a bigger one.
Yeah.
But you is a cascadoo specialist. So those cascadoo... What's that?
I will get them alive here.
All right, that's what we're talking. We're going to mash up some cascadoo. All right, so you will see me there on Friday and you will send some pictures of the update for me tomorrow, right? On behalf of... What's that?
I'm going to Malawi.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Friday. No, well, we will be there Friday evening.
All right, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Firoz, take care, inshallah. All the best. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Right, good. So, again, like I said before, it is only because of your input and your assistance. And I continue to say, this should not be happening. Because you know why? We have church, temples, and mosques all over this country. And any mosque or any church or any temple that have anyone suffering, if a temple has somebody who is a Muslim suffering in the area, it is your responsibility. If a mosque has a Hindu, a Christian, or whatever in your area, it is your responsibility. Because we are taught to look after mankind. Let me just welcome Mitsubishi Limited for all your air condition needs. And of course, they're the agents for Mitsubishi Electric, the #1 air conditioning system in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's go to our lines. Hello?
Good night, and John.
Good night.
All the best for the new year.
All the best to you too, my dear.
And thank you, and everything you wish for yourself and more, and your family as well.
Right.
Inshan.
Okay, hold on one second. Guys, if you could just take down the studio volume just a little tad, because it's a little too... Right, go ahead.
Yes. Don't care what nobody say. If Rowley say he put in Miss Kangaloo, he's going to put her. Rowley is a man that stored feelings. Israel Khan is a boss as well. That's a respected lawyer. Right?
Yeah,
He's a boss.
No, but hold on.
You know he would not put that man because he had a little beef with him.
No, hold on. I could tell you that Israel Khan had also questioned the ethnicity of the police service at one time. And not only that, Israel Khan also stated that parents who refuse, and this was, I think, in the papers, something along that line, parents who refuse to get their children vaccinated should be charged. And look what's happening right now. They don't want to give you the real statistics. So I agree. Israel Khan is appropriate, but the fact is that there are a few things that he did which to me was a little tasteless, but we have people who we could put there.
Yes.
And then not only that.
And secondly, secondly, this baby that we buried when? Yesterday or today or Sunday, the 6-year-old child.
Kylie.
Isn't there a law to charge parents for endangering the children's lives? Putting the children in harm's way?
Yes, but you see, the thing is that if you're home, right, they did not take the child out anyway. They were home. So therefore, at the end of the day, if we were to say that the parents involved in illegal activity, let's just be the devil advocates and say that. At the end of the day, they were home. So therefore, I don't see how they could be putting the child in harm's way when they were home. If they went out there to do a drug deal.
It was with the grandmother.
No, but at the end of the day, if they went out to do something illegal, then that is something else. But in Trinidad and Tobago, you could do anything and get away, you know that?
I tell you, so true.
It have nothing you cannot get away with in this country. Nothing.
And everybody shedding crocodile tears now. The child died. Yeah, right. Okay, Sean.
All the best. Take care. Good to hear from you. Right? So, again, when you call in, turn down the volume on your television, please. Remember, our numbers in studio, 663-8373, 645-4486. 4426, sorry. Yeah, let's run that video with the Indian Trail, guys. Let's check this out. Listen to this. Oh, this is Indian Trail. And you know where he had this? This thing is there, and there's no priority to get this fixed. None whatsoever. And this is what I tell you. This is I mean, I don't understand how Rishi and others could get involved in a party that promotes this type of noticiousness. For years, citizens in this country suffering. And Rishi, this is where you got to suffer by? I mean, this is where you got to support by? Thank you very much, guys. Let's go again. Hello? Hello? Okay. What we're going to do is that, let's take our second break, guys. And then we'll come back and we'll continue to take calls here on Breaking Barriers. Remember, our lines here, 663-8373 and 645-4426. So when we come back, we will return with your calls. We'll be back right after this.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
High blood pressure is as dangerous as an overpumped balloon. Measuring your blood pressure every day can save you from risk of high blood pressure. MicroLife fully automatic upper arm blood pressure monitor with stroke risk detection. MicroLife AFib screens for atrial fibrillation while taking your blood pressure. High blood pressure and atrial fibrillation are both considered controllable risk factors for stroke. If AFib is present during blood pressure measurement, the AFib icon is displayed flashing at the end of the triple measurement. Once 3 measurements are complete, the measurement data are shown on the display. MicroLife, a partner for people, for life.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
I do apologize for the break in transmission with audio. I got a ton of messages. Please let me know now if the audio is back on Digicel, and let me know if the volume levels are acceptable now, because what happened is that, as I said before, for those of you who joined in late, we had a problem with one of our main computers going down. And of course, we changed computers during the flood. And well, when we say computers, it's not no cheap things. I mean, it's real expensive equipment. So what happened is that we're back up now. So we have some minor tweaking to do because of this system that went down. So just let me know via WhatsApp, please, if the volume is okay now and if you're hearing me better and if the volume is on par with the other stations on your lineup too, as well on Flow, Digicel, etc. All right, so that way we can get feedback to let you to do what is necessary. All right, let me just welcome Extra Care, and of course we thank the people at Extra Care for continuing to be part of this program. And of course, Extra Care products, fantastic products at best prices and available through Trinidad and Tobago. All right, so, right, good. Okay, so the volume good and consistent. Well done. Thank you so much. Excellent. Great. Thank you so much. So we're getting feedback from South, Arima, Goodwood, all over Trinidad. Thank you. All right, so let's go to our lines. Remember, when you call in, turn on the volume on your television, please. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, Inshan.
Wa alaikum assalam.
All right. I'm calling from Princess Town area here, right?
Right.
I saw the Minister, Farid Al-Rawi. He's Minister of Local Government and Rural Areas, right?
Yes.
Right. I saw him doing a paving on Duke Street in Port Spain today.
Right.
I want to know which part of Duke Street is a rural area. That is urban area, and he's not seen out the rural areas.
No, but what was that?
I had a concern when I saw him there in Duke Street, right? And that is urban area. That's supposed to be by the Port Spain City Council.
No,
right?
but you see...
And you have all your rural areas to fix up.
No, but Kola, you see, you're not giving the man a chance. The man new to the ministry, so he probably see a few trees on the side of the road, and he probably thought that is what makes it a rural area now.
Apparently, he's new to Trinidad and Tobago. He doesn't know the difference between rural and urban.
Thank you very much, Kola. Thank you so much. Let's go again.
All right.
All right. All the best. Take care. Yeah, hello?
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Hello?
Yes, Inshan. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, go ahead. Hello?
Yes, Inshan, good night. And may God richly bless you and your family and your staff there, boy, for doing a good job.
Thank you so much to you and your family as well, my friend.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear down in California here. This is so good.
You're calling from overseas?
California and Trinidad.
So what's up?
What I call you to tell you, right? The Minister of Finance promised the pensioners, boy. We see real trouble when we get a little pension to pay light bill, water bill, whatever. He promised $1,000 for what gas or something like that. So now we get it, we know what we're going over that, boy. So I want you to look into that for us, please. Because he promised that they effective from January 1st, but we ain't seen nothing come, you know. And another thing, boy, driving down the highway from Bamboo to San Fernando south, and you look at the highway, the condition of that highway, the side of the road, how they keep it with the garbage and the grass and even the little cable barriers that stable people like, they can't even afford to fix that properly and have the highway looking like Trinidad. I wonder if these ministers that travel abroad and see how they keep the highway, you know, like they just close the highway when they travel and come back to Trinidad. Thank you very much, Inshan.
All the best. Take care. No, that is true. When was that Trinidad happening, you crash, and the person next to you, know you crash because you run off the road, you're going in the bush, and them think you go on for a swim. Because in Trinidad, nothing, they don't take care of nothing. The place stink. It dirty, it nasty. I mean, I don't know who is the, yeah, guys, very good. One is that, I don't know who is the crew that comes in Bamboo, but the CPEP crew that comes in Bamboo here, I passed this morning, and when I pass back, them sit down for about half an hour. Here what happening now, they're getting paid to walk now, and when it's time to go home, I'll go home and sleep and lastrate. I'm talking about nasty, right? Talking about nasty. Some nasty person decided to drop a set of rubbish at the beginning of Bamboo. But when you thought that was stupid, look at what happened today, and I'm going to pull back up the vehicle number on my security system because they pass on the main road, right? This is by the pump, right where the pump has to suck in all the water. Watch where these idiots and them go on and drop watch. And it's not no residential thing, It's a business decided that they're going to dump their rubbish right by the pump in Bamboo number 2. I mean, really and truly, if I find out, if I see who the person is and I make a promise, watch that, I am going to pick up all that and I'm going to drop it back over the man fence and I'm going to spread it out wild. Because you see, idiots and donkeys like these should not exist. This is ridiculous, boy. This is nastiness to the max. So I would like to thank the person who did the video, because this is something we're going to find out who do that by tonight. I'm going to scan my cameras and we're going to get the vehicle. Because this type of nastiness, I tell you, Bamboo is where I live. And I'm going to make sure that this type of dotishness don't continue here. Right? Thank you, guys. Now, last night, at 10:30, I was awoken to the sound of fire, fire. My daughter started to scream, Daddy, they're bowling outside, fire. Now, I passed through a fire once, so the first thing you're thinking is that your place on fire. Boy, when I look outside now, I see the neighbor right by the house, there's a fire. And then when I step out in front, I see fire brigade pulling up full speed. Right? And this is Bamboo number 2, 10:30 or so. In 7 to 10 minutes time, the fire brigade came. Now, what caught fire was a vehicle that the neighbor had in his yard. But that could have turned out to be real bad, because what happened is that they have parts and other things as well. Now, when Rampol Place burned down, there was a big cry for Bamboo to get the fire hydrants. When my place burned down over 8 years ago, I mentioned that we don't even have 2 good fire hydrants in Bamboo. Nothing was done. My neighbor across the road, in fact, no, after my place burnt, the neighbor next door with the Chinese place, their place catch a fire. Nothing still ain't done. Across the road, where they have about 12, 15 businesses, that whole place burned down, millions and millions of dollars burnt. Nothing done. And then last night, now this. So I surrounded by fires right around. But we have money to spend on carnival, and this is what the idiots who support this government, this is what they support. Because imagine you cannot even get a fire hydrant in your area. Imagine fire taking place, you're losing everything, but the priorities are different. This is what I say. Bamboo residents, all you need to understand and wake up. What Khadija, all you ever hear Khadija talk about fire hydrants for Bamboo? Khadija living nice. She don't care about all you. She don't care about we. You understand? She ain't coming in here to look after nothing, but all you go run behind she when it's time to vote again. Let's go to our lines. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, John, good night.
Yeah, good night, go ahead.
Hey, John, you know, I was trying to understand, by every time Keith Rowley comes on a stage, the man will talk the UNC bar. You say this about UNC, you say that, all the wrong things. The man will talk all kind of things about UNC, right? And he and the government just go and do the same exact thing we talk about. And then he just turn around and say, if the UNC cannot do it so and so, we could do it now.
No, caller. No, hold on. I will correct you there. That is wrong. Keith Rowley, Keith Rowley is not doing the same thing as the UNC. He's doing 100 times worse.
No, but you understand the point I'm trying to make.
Of course.
He does always chastise the UNC and go and do the same exact thing, and then say if them could do it, why I can't do it. So I don't know, it's only exchange in here. But I want to touch on this whole HDC thing with the minister and all that urging and all that things for people to pay their money, right?
Right.
My logic that I think that them just trying to show the nation that here we could get HDC tenants to pay a little money. So when all they had to pay all the property tax for the properties all they're owning, and all they're not renting, or they're not paying no mortgage from HDC, all they shouldn't have a problem with that now, right? I guess my logic to this whole thing. But I want them to understand something, Sean. Or they can't expect we to always be mining PNM supporters in this country, but it can't work so, because people working real hard and people getting hit right through all kind of things. If it's not flood, it's robbery. It's all kind of things people going through in this country, right? And nobody care about people in this country. We have a government in this country, Inshan, that just do not care about the population. You enjoy your night, Inshan.
Thank you so much. And you know, I continue to say, but again, we'll take just about 2 more calls. So for those of you who would like to get in, 645-4426, 663-8373. Oh yeah, let's run through those slides, guys. Let's run them through. Sorry about that. Right, this is the one with the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force where they sent out a media release. The Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force is aware of the media reports which indicate that 3 of its personnel have been detained in relation. Always a waste of time. They should shut down all earlier, send 3/4 all your home and use the rest in the police service. Waste of time, just wasting taxpayers' money. Them have Lexus and all kind of thing, you know, man. If you see the kind of vehicles that they have in the Defense Force, going and pick up this outside woman, that outside woman, all kind of thing. Waste of time. They have to shut it down because it's wasting time. Let's go again, guys. Other slide. 519. Now, here what happening. I have family that work in the ministry, and I get statistics. And you see that 519? That is a lie. That 519 is a lie. They are holding back statistics. And let me show you again. Pull down to the bottom now. Total deaths by vaccination. Zoom in. Let's go up a little bit. Right. Where is the unvaccinated? Where's the unvaccinated? Pause that right there. I would like any one of you, how come the statistics showing fully vaccinated and not fully vaccinated? The status should show now vaccinated, boosted, and dead. And then put our next bracket for dotish. For those who still want to go and get boosted after they take the vaccine. When I say you take a vaccine, you go and take a booster, okay. Stop right there because you realize something wrong. But then you want to go and take a next booster, and then after that booster, you want to take a next booster. Boy, here what's happening. That is a special kind of stupid. That is no joke kind of special stupid. The ministry is literally falsifying statistics. And here what's happening. Guys, you know what slide I call him for next. Imagine in Switzerland. In Switzerland, the person who wants to put themselves up as the president of Switzerland, they're actually someone challenging him because he said that you cannot get COVID from being vaccinated. Look at gentlemen here. Switzerland's future president, Alain Berset, falsely claimed on national television that those vaccinated with COVID-19 vaccine could not spread the virus, but has not been held accountable. One man wants to change that. What they're looking to do is actually hold him accountable, right? Go, zoom out. Right. Criminal charges filed against Switzerland's future president. Come back to me. How many times have you heard our Minister of Health make that same statement? How many times have you heard representatives of government make that same statement? So here what's happening. Mr. Jagisa, Mr. Arden Williams, right? My good friend Trancuso. Could we look at the legal ramifications now, or the legal framework, where you have ministers of government who stated that you cannot get, and I want you to pull back the archives and to show people who are going to get vaccinated how safe they are, and if people's lives are being put at risk because of the stupidity of what is going on. All right, so build your defense. 2,000 vaccinated and counting in a population of 1.7 million. It ain't 1.4 million again. They boasting. And not only that, everything is a fit for them. Everything is a jump up for them. Next slide, guys. Right? Everything is a big fit for them. Terence Al Singh jumping up and fetting. Right? Imagine that. And everywhere they go in, everything is soca now and choka. Let's go to our lines. Hello?
Yes, sir. Ishmael?
Yes, go ahead.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ismail, assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
What happened? The point I want to draw to Trinidad and Tobago is about Islam, say, shaitan, and it have Allah, inshallah, right?
Right.
It's a shaitan. You understand? You understand? I practice in Islam still. So what I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, this is a shaitan, and the mayor in Port of Spain, he say you open carnival, and he say carnival this year you will paint the tongue red, which I believe is a satanic statement.
Yeah, but
okay, let me just finish. It's a satanic statement
already.
So what happened? The run shaitan from Tobago, and shaitan now in Trinidad, which is keep Christopher Rowdy.
No, but what was that? We cannot. There are things we could say, but what happens is that we have to be careful too. What happens is that we refer to the. What happens is that we could make certain statement, but to refer to the man as the devil himself. What happens is that
no, but I didn't reach.
Even though he does behave like one.
I mean, shaitan is the devil himself, but because the other facts, step on.
If we say that some of the things he do is like the devil, I would say yes.
So I might say so, but because the same thing he say when Red Mark used the word is war on the on something was in the parliament.
Yeah.
You know he say Red Mark raising some kind of thing to
inciting. He's inciting.
So this man Port of Spain, he raised that thing with painting the tongue red. The only person I know paint the tongue red is Clint Eastwood in Western. You paint the tongue red. Ask your friends and them that. Clint Eastwood. You paint the tongue red. Have a good night.
All the best. Moody, you know that one, right? What do you mean? What is that? The only picture that remind me of Clint Eastwood is the one with Patos, Moody, and Nazmul. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And they will select which position they take. Right? That was it is. But the town is already being painted red with the blood of citizens. Anyway, folks, this is where I have to start to wrap it up. But here what's happening in 2 weeks' time, I'm having a big sale in Bamboo again because here what's happening. All you need to get sale, right? So here what's happening. 2 weeks' time, brace all yourself, massive tool sale and accessory sale. Ronex and Bamboo, brace all yourself. Don't go and buy no tools anywhere that will expire in 30 days. This is German quality that we are talking about, all right? So save up all your money. Secondly, I would like to apologize because what happened is that my supplier ended up supplying us at Brilliant with some wings, like donkey wings, big. And what happened is that it was inappropriate to even serve as wings because the thing looked abnormal, and that is local wings, because that is 5 and 6 pound chicken. Sometimes even getting 7 pound chicken. So we have gone back to the regular size, so I apologize for that. And then thirdly, for those of you who would like to rent the pool facility, I want to say and make this abundantly clear that if you come to use the pool and you leave the pool in a mess, you will be banned. If you have no behavior and you would like to behave like animal, you will be banned. If you put your shoes and slippers and sand on the pool deck and you do not listen to instructions, you will be banned. Because you see that place? I don't want it to turn into an extrinsic mall where you have people who just come in to misbehave. I want the place to remain a place where families could come, relax, enjoy a calm, peaceful atmosphere, and swim and chill out. So for those of you who would like to rent the facility for your private events, you can feel free to do so as well. And this is where I end it off. God bless you. And don't forget, you could join me at Grillian this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come down. I still can't believe people just park up on the side of the road and buy food with the madness taking place. It have a drain right there. It have a rat jumping up and down and playing table tennis. And you're buying food right there. I don't know. You're real belly. Right? So take care, folks, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers, and I look forward to seeing you and your family down at Brilliant. Right? If you have not tried our steaks, do so now. Some of the best steaks in the country can be found at Brilliant. All right, open from 2 to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and from 2 to 9 p.m. on Sunday. All right, so take care, folks. God bless you. Oh, and one last thing. I told you that we finished phase 1 of the hospital, where all the block work on the internals have been completed, more or less. Phase 2 is starting. We are looking to start in a week's time with phase 2. And with phase 2, we are looking to raise about $2 million before the end of Ramadan. So that is to help continue that project. So for those of you within the Muslim community and otherwise who have Sadaqatul Jariyah, send it to us now so that we could continue with this project. Get your family involved. To those of you who would like to sponsor rooms, we have about 30 rooms, 20 rooms and all. We have things like the lab and the CT scan rooms and all those things. You could get your family name on it. So for those of you who would like to sponsor a room, let us know as well and be part of that. All right, so because like I said, we're about to change healthcare in the whole country by us coming together to do this. Every month we will have free surgeries as well. So again, this is my dream from 15 years ago. So in other words, I hope and pray that God spare my life to allow this project to become, something actually tangible, where we would be able to see this thing flourish and become what it is. And I'm praying that God allows me to live to see that. Because, of course, all you know, nobody could beg like me, right? Correct? Who else could beg like me, boy? Right? So if you have not been part of this hospital project, get on board now. If you have not sponsored anything, get on board now. And guys, let me do you a favor. One is that, let me show you one picture. Let me show you. Saif, you could send the picture to you now if you could. Oh yeah, I suppose right. Say I send in a video to you as well too, please. If you could, right? I send in a video. What happens is that you can let me know if we could put that up, and then let me know when you have that video loaded. Sorry to keep you all back here, folks, because I know many of you all want to go and relax standing now, and after you see my ugly face for so long, you want to be able to. Right, let me just. Right, I'm sending you a picture now. Right. Right, so. All right, here we go, boom, boom, boom. Right, so Saif, I send the photo and the video. So let me know when you have both loaded up for me, please. I will greatly appreciate it, right? So, yeah. So basically, we need your support to continue to go where we are going. And I cannot do it on my own, but there are people who are coming forward and supporting, and I would like to thank all those. In fact, last night I had the privilege of meeting someone. I would mention his name, of course. I would leave it anonymous. But last night he and his daughter and his daughter's friend came home by us. And yeah, let me see that slide. Right, so this is the top where they're actually sending. And by the way, you see that crane that is being utilized? We have that crane on the compound for the last 3 months. Not a dollar is being paid in rent. And the gentleman who owns that crane, I don't want to mention who is the owner because I don't want nobody being targeted, right? But every single day that crane is being utilized, and what happens is that the gentleman told us keep it as long as we want. And I would just like to thank the gentleman and his family for the fund, because what happened to rent a crane like that for a day is about $4,000, and then you have the operator. So say $5,000. And that has been by us for 3 months. So this is the kind of value we are getting, right? And this is what we must appreciate. And of course, the Savannah area was seriously destroyed over a year ago because of a tractor that passed through when it was wet. So what we are doing now is that, yeah, wait now, my hand was so shaky, I was inside the vehicle. So what we are doing now is that we are rehabilitating the whole Savannah area right now. We dropped off about 16 to 18 loads of material so that we could have night football and night cricket and all those things. So you'll see some lights going up there. So besides the hospital, we are doing some development of other infrastructure too as well on Baraka grounds. So the fact is that, for me, this is what we leave behind. Tomorrow, you find out you have cancer, you have something that is about to take place. These are the things that would benefit communities and help people. And if you're not part of this, well then hard luck. And you know, I've always said, I accustomed to people bad talking me because here what's happening. You see, when people cannot accomplish what you have accomplished, they find something to talk about. And then there's always hasad, which is envy and jealousy. So because they cannot accomplish something, they will find fault. And one of the things I've always said, for the last 30 plus years, I've been doing this, and my name has never been called in anything with thievery, with fraud and anything like that, right? God will, good, that logo nearly put the back of my head there, boy, right? So nothing like that. And it is because of accountability 100%. Now, we set out to raise about 40,000 or 45,000 to do Feroz Khan's house, right? But what happens is that we know that material is not cheap. And what happens is that we know that it would have cost more. But what happens is that I asked my guys today, Saif, what is the, or Justin, what is the figure that we collected so far, please? Right, my guys will update me on the figure. So you would know, because I believe in accountability, like I said. All right, so let us hear what they have to say. Right, $67,510. You see accuracy there? Yes, you know, 67,000 flat. So $67,510. And someone had told me that they were going to make arrangements to get the birth certificate for the daughter. I spoke to the family. They said no one came. So what happened is that it is something that I would have to look after now. So I promised the family that I would look after. And I ask you, if you made a promise to do something and you cannot do it, at least call and let me know now, so that we could get somebody else to look after it and get it done, all right? So again, to the family, I promise that we will get the birth certificates for the two children because the bigger daughter needs to go to school. And I want to make sure that that happens, God willing. And to the religious institutions in the area, oh God, get involved now, man. As Olive wasn't involved before, get involved and send a crew down to help the family, clean up the place, dig a little, do this, do that, help with a little this and that, oh God, right? Because at the end of this is, we are responsible for the people in our area. We are in Chaguanas, but it look like we all over the country. All right, so take care, folks. God bless you. And I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. There's a repeat of this program, 9 p.m. on Saturdays. And lastly, Ramadan flea market is coming up. If you have not booked, start the booking now, because this one is going to be big. This one is going to be huge. So organize and make your booking now for our Ramadan flea market, please. God bless you. Take care. And, oh, one last thing. We have realized that many children have not had a chance to socialize, and camps have almost become non-existent. So for those of you who think that we should pull a camp for the carnival period, send me a WhatsApp message, please. 684-4762, right? If I get more than 100 people telling me, yes, pull it, and they will attend, and their families and their children will attend, send me, because to get away from the carnival environment, we normally host a camp every year, but we didn't do so for the last 2 years because of COVID. But we have the facilities where we have children come there, they play sports, they stay overnight, and it has been a fantastic thing, a safe environment. We have not had any negative incidents, etc. So if you believe that we should pull the carnival camp, WhatsApp me and let me know and tell me yes to pull it through. And of course, once we get enough people interested, we will have the carnival camp this year, God willing. All right? So take care, folks. Again, I promise you that was my last message. So God bless you. Have a safe one. And I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.